Hello, John Broman Football League. Welcome to this new installment of Trevor's Weekly Picks. This start of this new season, I'm just going to do this new little thing. Since I can't be the commissioner, I will have something, and it's going to be this. So, we're going to do a weekly breakdown of all the matchups and my predictions to see which one of the two will be the winner. Now, first out, I want to start off with a shout out to John Broman, and a big thanks to you for dropping Randall Cobb so that I could scoop him off the waiver wires. And anyone else that you feel is not good enough for your team, be sure to let you know that they're probably good enough for mine. So thanks again on adding another star wide receiver to my star lineup of a team. Moving on. This week's matchup, we have one of them of the reigning champion Anders Broman versus Josh Plies, the battle of the classmates. And this week is projected that Plies will take the victory by 4. I am going to agree with that, and I'm just going to only go for that fact is just because I think Jamal Charles is going to have a better week than any of the other running backs that Broman has. And Peyton Manning can put up a lot of points, but I don't think that he'll put up as many as they think, just because it's the first week out. And I also think that Reggie Wayne is not going to have as big as a week this week. So for that, I'm just going to stick with and go with the projections. Now we have the old men matchup with Nordstrom versus Mr. Broman. Right now, it has Broman projected to win by nearly 15 points. And I'm going to stay with that projection unless Nordstrom makes any changes to his lineup. He recently just subbed in the Vikings defense for the 49ers, which he was dropped to the waivers and then was picked up by Blaine Bethune. I'm just going to say that unless there's a couple tinkers from his bench moved on around, I think that Broman's going to win this one pretty solidly, even though he has Kaepernick throwing and has Aaron Rodgers on the bench over Kaepernick. I mean, that's what you always want to see, is putting your first-round pick on the bench and then putting him on with Kaepernick just because of projections. So, I still think that only for the fact that the lack of the running back at Nordstrom is going to cost him, although I think that this game could be our lowest scoring total game of the week, and that's going to be my prediction either way. And then we have the Plies versus the Jellies. This one also big swing. The Plies have a big favor here, and I just don't think RG3 can get it done the way that they think he can. I think they'd have a better shot with Russell Wilson at home in Seattle, opening game. Also benching, they have Tony Romo too. I mean, the Jellies really going for that 3 quarterback possibility, kind of to feel it around, but they have probably one of the most solid wide receiver cores. I just also think Maurice Jones-Drew or Trent Richardson are going to fare very well in their matchups this week. But again, it's just my opinion. I'm taking Plies. And the next one we have Blaine versus Bjorn. Now Bjorn has the highest projected total of 152. However, this is my upset pick of the week. I'm going to take Blaine to win this one, only for the fact that I think, yes, Nick Foles will have a great week only because he's playing Jacksonville, but not the rest of the year. I don't think Victor Cruz or Cameron or Vincent Jackson are going to have, maybe, I bet you they produce at least half of the points that they're projected. That's going to pull him down, and I think that they've really underprojected on Jordan Reed, who I think that will be used by more, just because they're going to be covered Pierre Garçon a little harder. So I think that could be a little bit of an upset, just because of the tight ends position. And yeah, RG3 just loves his tight ends. So, and you've got Thomas as well, playing Indiana, where Peyton is probably going to go off against his old team. And Eddie Lacy, that is the only questionable one I have, just because they are in Seattle. It could fare to be a pretty close race. Then you have myself versus Adam. I'm going to take myself in this one, not because it is me, but because it is me also. I think we're pretty equally matched at our quarterbacks with Luck versus Rivers. Lynch and Forte are also pretty equally matched. I, however, just don't think that Foster is going to produce as much numbers as say Alfred Morris would for me. AJ Green and Andre Johnson. I don't know. Andre Johnson is the only thing for me that I don't know is going to produce well. However, I do feel like Vernon Davis is going to produce way more than Ebron from Detroit, and same with our flex position, pretty equal. Crabtree and Torrey Smith. I do like Torrey Smith's chances of beating out Crabtree just from Crabtree's past history. And obviously kickers don't mean anything. And he does have the Seattle defense, but the last time that they played in Seattle at Green Bay, the final score was 14-12 with the Fail Mary. That's a whole other issue. So those are my picks of the week. And just on a side note, to all the other players in the league who are non-Bromans, this is a difficult time for us. Mostly shouting out to myself, Adam, Blaine, not Blaine, no, Blaine, get out of here. Myself, Adam, Sam, and Josh. These are the big shout outs going out to you because this man won last year. But that's old news. Blaine won when I wasn't in the league. And that's way old news. A non-Broman needs to win the John Broman Football League to reestablish order and justice. That's the way that I see it. That's the way we need to do it. So let's get our heads in the game this year. And let's focus to take down the Bromans. And most importantly, help me maybe win the championship. But if not me, one of you. Good luck, everybody, this week in Week 1.